Yo. What up, though? What's going on, man? It's Monday. Your boy is live on a Monday. It's been a minute since I've been live. Oh, man, it's too much going on. It's too much going on for the Panthers. Your boy had to go live, whatever you want to call it. I'm live from the underground. Hey, man, look, man. If you a Panthers fan, dog, I got one thing to say. What up, though? What up, though? What it do? Hey, man. This off season gonna be crazy. If you checking in, give me a what up, though, in the comments. I'll shout you out. The King, what up, though? Parker Davis, what up, though? Josh, what's up, though? The King, what up, though? Who else he got? Warnall, what up, though? Donald Duck, what up, though? Hey, man. It's off season time, bro. We're in it. We're in the thick of it, man. We're in the thick of it. Just a few days away. Carlo Moore, what up, though? Just a few days away from the combine. And the combine is cool with all the T-shirts and stuff like that. I love the combine, personally. I know people try to say, oh, this is not real football. They're just in T-shirts. It ain't just about that. It ain't just about that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just about the testing, the T-shirts and the T-shirts and underwear. It ain't about that. There's so much news and updates and rumors that comes out because all the important people in the NFL, the front office people, they all come together. Owners have their meetings about rules and stuff. It's a lot of news and updates that come out of Combine Week. This is one of the most exciting weeks of the offseason because it's right before the start of the new league year. Free agency is just 2 weeks away, y'all. We're 2 weeks away from free agency when stuff gets real. The combine is going to give us a taste of what's to come. Heading up into that, we're going to talk about all that stuff that's happening with the Panthers because it's been crazy. This offseason has already been a movie. It's already been a movie for the Panthers fans and just the organization in general. So it's a lot more exciting times to come. I'm suited and booted and ready to go. Carlo Moore, what up, though? Zach, what up, though? Willie Smith, what up, though? Jordan, what up, though? Curtis Harris, what up, though? Samuel. Holsworth, what up, though? 9 Lives Killed, what up, though? Great time to be a Panthers fan. What up, though, Kelvin? What's going on with you? Hey, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you counting on me to be your source of Panthers news, man. I've tried to be more. I'm a fan at heart, obviously, but I've been trying to keep it more straight up business, like just kind of give the news and then give my opinion. I put a little bit of my own emotion in it because I am a fan, but it is what it is. Jeffrey Coffee, what up, though? See, here's that Shaq is the leading player for the Panthers to cut. Hey, man, y'all know I'm a Shaq stan. Keith Bostic, what up, though? New viewer. Hit that subscribe button, man. If you aren't subscribed and you're a Panthers fan, please hit the subscribe button. I do Panthers content a lot of the weeks, a lot of days, the NNY. I'm dropping Panthers content, especially when there's news. I got a backlog of content I'm working on. I got a Derek Brown film breakdown coming out this week. I'm going to start doing reviews for current players on our team and just doing a few film clips, just showing them and just recapping the season and what happened. Derek Brown will be first. I want to talk about why Derek Brown made such a big jump. What up, Josh? Yeah, great start to the offseason. So do I agree with Dan Orlovsky? We're going to talk about Dan Orlovsky as well. I want to start with there's recent news that came out. Recent news just came out before I got on here. Adrian Wilson has been hired as the VP of Player Personnel for the Carolina Panthers. Now, if you're old enough like me, you remember Adrian Wilson as a player. Adrian Wilson plays safety for the Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals. He also had a front office position with them currently before he came over here. Obviously, with the transition from what they had with, I guess, Steve Keeman's his name, he had health issues. He backed away. Cliff Kingsbury got fired. Adrian Wilson had been rumored to have some opportunities with different GM positions in the front office, but nothing ever really materialized. Adrian Wilson is a former player, like I said. It is another minority hire for the Panthers, and this means a couple things. Obviously, the Rooney Rule comes into effect down the line. If this guy was this close to being a GM, it seems like a promotion is imminent. From what I understand, And I also got to shout out High Point. He's a High Point product for my North Carolina people. For my North Carolina people, Adrian Wilson is a High Point product. So that probably played a factor into him coming to Carolina as well. You know what I'm saying? But once you see what the team is putting together, it's something that you want to jump on board with. Because if you're a part of the front office that helped turn a franchise around that was in the trenches and bring them up to where I think we're on a trajectory to go, that's gonna read promotion. That spells out promotion. Because once you start doing a good thing and everybody starts noticing what you're doing, everybody either wants to get on board first, and then everybody wants to pick away from your organization once they like what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Michael Rimmer, what up, though? What up, man? Cody checking in. What up, though, Cody? Yeah, Wilson was a dog, bro. He was a heavy hitter. He was a hard hitter. Nah, you ain't missing. You ain't missing. You right here where you need to be. It don't matter when you get here. It does not matter when you get here, long as you get in. Long as you get in, it doesn't matter. It does not matter when. You know what I'm saying? So, Carlo Moore said, hey, does that mean we trading up to 3? That could mean a lot of things. But what it does mean is that there's 112 people watching this stream, but only 19 likes. We need more likes. This is going to help the algorithm say, hey, people liking what I'm saying. Let's put it out to more Panthers fans. So please give the video thumbs up. Takes about 2 seconds. Takes about 2 seconds to hit that thumbs up button. But it means also that, there could be some, it could mean the conversation could be fluid. It could be fluid. You know what I'm saying? There could be a door open. The context could still be there. I don't know who Adrian Wilson still knows in Arizona. I don't know who he knows there. You know what I'm saying? But it could mean something. A lot of people online are talking about, oh, does that mean we can go ahead and talk to them and trade for? That means we can get DeAndre Hopkins. We can get DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins can come now because he's from the Cardinals. They're probably offloading players and stuff and revamping their organization. It's a potential. It's potential. But Adrian Wilson is a good, solid pickup. From what I understand, this was the guy that Byron Leftwich was rumored to be. Well, it wasn't rumored. There was an offer in place for Byron Leftwich to become the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars last offseason before Doug Peterson took the job. From what I understand, the reason why it fell through is Steve Balk, the current GM. Byron Leftwich did not want to work with him, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him for not wanting to work with him. It worked out now, obviously, for what him and Peterson are building. But the GM that Byron Leftwich wanted was Adrian Wilson. Now, obviously, Byron Leftwich spent some time in Arizona. He was the offensive coordinator for, he worked on Steve Wilkes' staff. So you see the connection. So the point I'm trying to say is this guy is, the position he got hired for is imminent for the next step up. And once you get hired as a GM, we know the Rooney rules. 3rd round draft picks. This is how you build your team. You put guys in place that are up and coming, that are overlooked because of the politics and the BS that you guys already know what goes on in the NFL in terms of the hiring practices. But you take advantage of those people. Jim Caldwell has been overlooked for years. One of the most brilliant minds in the game offensively. Peyton Manning, Joe Flacco, Matt Stafford. This guy, and we got him. We got him. We got up-and-coming guys, people that were overlooked. Deuce Staley, he should have been at least the offensive coordinator or something by now. Hometown kid from the area, from the South Carolina, of course. Brought him home. Adrian Wilson brought him home. Has been overlooked for a GM position, brought him home. Haywood McCree, what up, though? Said the whole gang is here. Said hit the like button. I did. Shoot. I would too. Kevin Huber, what up, though? So, Adrian Wilson, get that housekeeping out the way. He's hired. I don't think I've talked to you guys since we hired our tight ends coach. Tight ends coach has been secured. But today was a crazy day. Not crazy, but a lot of news came out. So like I said, the Panthers, they almost hired Dan Orlovsky. Love or hate Dan Orlovsky. I know he's known for running out the back of the end zone when they play for the Lions. He's a pretty good football mind. When he doesn't do the hot take stuff, when he doesn't do all the hot takes and he actually just talks ball, Dan Orlovsky is a brilliant mind. He's a brilliant mind. And he almost got an analyst position with the Panthers. They wanted to bring him in. From what I understand, it didn't work out with the kids and stuff like that. So nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. But he went on Pat McAfee's show and pretty much put it out there, said it was almost a done deal. Stuff just didn't work out. But he went on NFL Live today and they talked about the Panthers quarterback situation. I'm gonna see if I can play this clip. See if I got a clip for y'all. Y'all know I like clips. Cause y'all don't always listen. Y'all don't always listen to me when I say stuff. So I gotta let the experts talk to you.
Early on.
Carolina needs to take a rookie quarterback, and they need to take one early, okay? Where's the flaw of this roster?
Yes.
It's a pretty good football team. This is a team that is a top 10, potentially top 5 defense with all of their talent. An offensive line that is going to get much better over the next year or two. 2 decent backs, a really good wide receiver with good quarterback play. And like, I would go back to the Atlanta conversation. What team is going to jump in that division? Don't worry about New Orleans right now if you're Tampa Bay. Carolina, it's time to make the move.
You're saying jump up and get a quarterback.
Go
it's
up time
high.
to make the move. If you make the move, and I understand drafting quarterbacks are 50, I get all that. So is not drafting one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can own the division for the next 10 years, given the salary cap issues that Tampa and New Orleans have. It's between you and Atlanta. That's how I feel about it. It's Carolina, Atlanta. Carolina, it's time to go. You have a quarterback as a head coach. Josh McCown is there. Those guys are going to develop young quarterback. I love Stroud. I've said Stroud since day one there. If it's Anthony Richardson, I think with good coaching, he can be an absolute rock star in the NFL.
Yeah, hey, man. Hey, Dan Orlovsky. Hey, somebody said in the comment, Dan Orlovsky has turned into a fan, bro. Dan Orlovsky has turned into a fan. He turned into a fan, bro. He put Carolina at the front of the line. And that what Petey Pablo say in the beginning of the song? Came to put Carolina and VA to the front of the line. Hey, man. Dan Orlovsky doing the Lord's work. This is not, if you're a Panthers fan, this is not news. This is not news. We've been saying this for months. I'm just glad that somebody in the national media finally sees it. They pay attention. They do their homework. They're just not automatically assuming we're going to kick the tires on some retread quarterback. They realize that the Matt Rule era is over. The retread and the reclamation projects, we're over that. It's time. It is time. And he didn't, Dan Orlovsky chose a real good day to speak facts. I don't always agree with Dan Orlovsky, but I'm with him when he's right. I'm with you when you're right, dog. I'm with you when you're right, my boy. Dan Orlovsky was talking that talk. Sipping on Arnold Palmer today, keeping it sober. It's Monday. I got a long week. Y'all catch me on a Wednesday. I may be drinking liquor, but I'm drinking Arnold Palmer right now. I got stuff to do. I got stuff to do tomorrow. I got to be able to get up. Regardless, Dan Orlovsky talking that talk. I got one more clip of Dan that I want to play for y'all. I got one more clip just to hear him talking again.
That might actually be the better thing for you if you end up with Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm fine with Jimmy Garoppolo there, but we can't, if you're Carolina, continue to do the let's sign this veteran quarterback thing. This football team is way too talented, and this division is way too below average to just sit there and say good quarterback play. It is time, Carolina. You are too good of an organization talent-wise to not get a superstar quarterback. You guys tried to get Deshaun. And if one of these 4 young kids coming out of college are going to, I would even sit You got to go. You can't wait around
Yeah.
and think that one is going to fall into your lap. You pick the right one. You got the right people to develop them.
Hey, man. Round of applause for Dan Orlovsky. I need an organ sound effect because this boy is preaching. Matt Hasselbeck so I called him Matt. I apologize. Tim Hasselbeck tried to push back. Oh, Jimmy G could be a good fit. He was almost there before in previous off seasons. Yeah, with Matt Rule. This is a new era of the Panthers. We don't do the retreads, dog. It's time, like he said. It's time. You can't keep playing these vet games. You can't keep playing these vet quarterback games. You can't. You can't. But all the signs continue to point for the Panthers taking a young quarterback. You can't keep playing them type of games, bro. You can't. This is a crucial offseason. He kept mentioning Atlanta, and I agree. Atlanta has a top pick just like us, but they have way more cap space. They could go for Lamar. If they go for Lamar, that gives you even more reason to get your guy. But like he said, I wouldn't even sit back. He said, I know going for top quarterbacks can be 50-50. So is not taking a quarterback. It ain't 50-50. It's 0-0. It's 0 to 100. Because we went 0% trying to not draft quarterbacks and beating around the bush and not getting the guy at the top of the draft. You passed on Fields. You passed on Pickett and all them guys for good reason. Last year was whatever. But you can't keep doing this. The division is in transition. Tom Brady, out of there. Drew Brees been out of there. It's time. The time is now, dog. The time is now. The time is now. And there's too many quarterback needy teams ahead of the Panthers for them to be beating around the bush, sitting on their hands. I like all four of the top guys too. I don't mind any of them. But I would prefer to go up and get the guy if we like him. And everybody's worrying about, don't mortgage the future for a quarterback. And then I think Dan brought up the same point. The Rams traded up, took Jared Goff, and went to the Super Bowl 5 years later without Jared Goff. It is not the end of the world. When you have your roster built up and you draft a young quarterback with the rookie contract deal, you build up the rest of the roster. If in 2 years he's a bust, get him out of there. Go get somebody else. Because if they're a bust with this staff, we're going to find out quick. We're going to find out quick. This coaching staff is way too good. We have way too solid of a foundation for the right quarterback to fail. If you are the right quarterback, you will show that that's the case quickly. We won't have to guess too long. Now, obviously, the timeline for some of these guys may be different. You may want to sit AR, get a bridge quarterback. You might want to sit Levis, get a bridge quarterback in the meantime. But at the same time, we're going to find out quick. With this coach, it's too much talent on the coaching staff for us to not be able to get the most out of whoever we have at quarterback. That's what makes me so intrigued about Anthony Richardson. Because he's raw, but it's because of experience. He hasn't played a ton. Not to mention that Florida system was, meh, to say the least. He didn't play with Kyle Pitts. He didn't play with Kadarius Toney. I mean, who was he throwing to? Who was he throwing to last year? Insurance salesmen? Guys who are going to be selling rental furniture at Aaron's? Like, come on, man. You can't have this man. I mean, I just think there's a lot of potential out there in this draft. I'm not mad at any of the top four guys. I'm not. Hey, what McCree said, who's going to be at training camp? Man, you know I'm there. I'm at training camp. I may have to take it off this year and just be there every day. I usually only get a week, but I may be there all week. I may. It's just that crucial of an offseason. It may just be me taking a whole week off and being there. But regardless, I fully expect us to have a young quarterback there because Anthony Richardson, man, dude is legit. I think he can be legit. I think he can be legit. We got to stop being so stingy with these draft picks. Yes, we think we're going to have a good and better front office and good coaching staff. But at the same time and time again, many of these draft picks we have are throwaways anyway. Yes, we do good in the first round. We do great in the first round. But at the same time, dog, a lot of these picks are throwaways. YGM was a second-round pick. Throwaway. Throwaway. Terrace Marshall Jr. is going to be a solid player, but I would still take a quarterback over that second-round pick that we used on him. And I love TMJ. I actually love Terrace. Like, we can't be so stingy and close to the vest with these picks when when they're not equaling players that are greater than or better than getting the right quarterback or the franchise quarterback. Finding your franchise quarterback is worth whatever it costs. Whatever you paid to find your franchise quarterback, if he's the right guy, is worth every penny. It doesn't matter the price. It does not matter the price. Now, there's a lot of teams. The Panthers may have to be aggressive. I like the idea of trading with the Cardinals. I think 5 has got to be the floor. I think trading up to number 5 has got to be the floor. Yeah, I remember Adrian Wilson too coming into the league. Blue. This hat, man. I paid a disgusting amount of money for this hat. This is a vintage hat, bro. This is an old Panthers logo. Pro line, like this is the paint splash joint. This is my favorite hat. It's my favorite hat. I always got the vintage stuff. I got the shark too. My favorite hats, bro. You got to get these on eBay. They're gonna cost you a pretty penny. Maybe they'll bring them back one day. Maybe they'll retro it one day. So they do everything else. But yeah, I paid a disgusting amount of money for this hat. I'm not very proud of it, but I'm not very proud of the amount of money I paid, but it's a cool hat. You only live once. Can't take the money. Can't take the money with you. Josh said he's not mad if we take any of them. I know you were big on Hooker last week. I just don't think the time settled to you, bro. It ain't. I maybe if I can find another one, because I need to wash this one. This one actually needs to be refurbished. I need to clean it a little bit because it's old, but it's gonna be tough. But to me, man, a quarterback is bound to fall, but I do not want to take that chance. I do not want to take that chance. He said, how much? I think I paid like 75 or 80 for this hat. Yeah, I think I paid like 80 for this hat. It was disgusting. Disgusting how much I paid for this, actually. I'm a little ashamed. But like I said, you can't take the money with you. Make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up if you have not, and also subscribe if you have not. Panthers content. This is the first live probably for some of you guys. I got a lot of new subscribers since the last time I went live. I'm trying to be more consistent with this. I am dropping another podcast episode. Another podcast episode is coming. Probably tomorrow. I spoke with a Rams YouTuber about Ejiro Evero and Thomas Brown. That episode is coming. I'll probably drop a clip on YouTube, but the audio is going to be audio only. It will be audio only, but like I said, I'll probably give you a preview clip on the channel. Just so you can get a little teaser, little tease, you know what I'm saying, on what to expect. But it was a very long conversation. Very long conversation. Very long conversation because he does draft content as well. He does draft content as well. So we talked for a minute, probably about an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes, just about what to expect from these coaches, what happened in LA with both of them. I ended up just thinking about and looking at the Panthers. He ended up kind of becoming rooting for the Panthers and paying attention to. So it's a great conversation. You guys will enjoy it. So I think we're zeroing in. I think we're zeroing in on a rookie quarterback. All the things say that, but I want to run through a list of potential quarterbacks. I want to run through a list of potential quarterbacks and what the cost would be to do it. Like I said, certain quarterbacks may fall, but we're going to look at the draft. We're going to look at a little bit of free agent options. All right, so the first quarterback on my list, we're going to go through free agents and trades first. Derek Carr. Now, Derek Carr, I'm not a big fan of Derek Carr personally. I'm not. I don't think this is a realistic option. But you can never count anything out. We're just doing an exercise, and he's out there. He's a free agent. He has not visited the Panthers. He visited the Jets, visited the Saints. It seems like the Jets are kind of on the fence. The Saints want Carr. Carr wants the Jets, but the Jets want Rodgers. It's a love triangle from hell. It's a love triangle from hell. But from what I understand, according to Peter King, he put out an article today. Somebody put out an article. He said a quartet of teams in rebuild mode. So a quartet of teams in rebuild mode toward the top of the 2023 draft may not be keen on taking a stopgap approach toward the quarterback position. NBC Sports' Peter King reported none of the Houston Texans, the Indianapolis Colts, the Las Vegas Raiders, or the Carolina Panthers wants to scotch tape a veteran like 39-year-old Aaron Rodgers and probably not Derek Carr. Scotch tape. This man said scotch tape. Not duct tape, scotch tape. Peter King dropping haymakers. Haymakers. Not even duct tape. Duct tape is strong and serviceable. Scotch tape. Scotch tape, man. What you gonna do with scotch tape? Seal a letter? Hold some paper together? So I just don't think for that price. They put out the price they wanted, $35 million. I don't see that happening. He bet on himself. Sometimes you crap out. Sometimes you crap out when you gamble on yourself, and I think that could happen with Derek Carr. I think he needs to go to the Jets, but the Jets, they're focused on Rodgers. I don't think Rodgers is going to happen. I don't. And I from the Panthers' perspective, it's a wrap. He said he doesn't see. We haven't got any confirmation, but all signs point to a young quarterback. But we'll keep doing this exercise. Let's talk about Jimmy Garoppolo. Since Tim Hasselbeck wants to mention Jimmy Garoppolo on NFL Live, shout out to Dan Orlovsky for the pushback. Somebody said, Big Jordan said that Derek Carr need to get 35 an hour, not 35 mil. That's CDL. That's CDL rates. Said Derek Carr wanted 35 mil, he may get 35 an hour. So you're saying Derek Carr need to get his CDL. He needs to get his CDL. So this guy's tape about as strong as a sticky note. You heard? Hey. But let's talk about Jimmy G. I just don't think Jimmy G is a real possibility. As a bridge, possibly. As a bridge quarterback, possibly. Because you're going to need somebody to play, but the injury is still a factor. He could be cheap because of the injury. You do need as far as bridge, I'm very fluid on who can be the bridge. You guys know I put it out there. Jacoby Brissett is my preference, but I wouldn't mind a Jimmy G as a bridge quarterback. Know your role, hold the clipboard once it's your time to hold the clipboard. Maybe decent enough to keep the Panthers competitive. Decent enough to win this trash division. Jimmy G would be a solid bridge for the right price if he wants to come in for that vet men. So who knows what Jimmy G's price range is going to be because of that injury. But I don't know what his market will be like. These quarterbacks, this free agent class outside of Lamar Jackson, and probably Geno Smith, I don't think anything's really worth writing home about. I don't think where their head is at of themselves, I don't think the market is going to meet it. So who knows? The next option, Lamar Jackson. Now, Lamar Jackson is ain't gonna lie, he the apple of my eye. If we're going to go the vet quarterback route for the long term, I think Lamar Jackson would be great. We're talking about elite. We are talking about an elite quarterback. I read a stat today that since Lamar Jackson has been the full-time starter since 2019, Lamar Jackson has had the worst rated wide receivers according to Pro Football Focus. I'm going to say that one more time. Since 2019, when Lamar Jackson became a full-time starter, Lamar Jackson has had the least rated wide receiving core in the NFL. But he's one of the highest rated quarterbacks beyond 10 yards in the league. 90 over 90 rating. Don't forget the deadly running skills of 90 as well. We can only hope and pray. We can only hope and pray that any of these guys coming out of the draft will be as good as Lamar Jackson. I think people really forget how good Lamar Jackson is. He's elite. Like I don't think the Panthers are in a position to turn their nose up at elite quarterbacks. Especially if you were all in on Deshaun Watson, you're not in a position to turn your nose up at elite quarterbacks. I think the clearest and easiest path to victory would probably be going for a young quarterback. But Lamar Jackson is elite. This man won an MVP with the worst receiver. He's had the worst receivers since he's been in the league. What were they doing? They didn't pay him. If you weren't paying him and you weren't paying receivers, who were you paying? Defense. That's all they did. They paid defense. Because you weren't paying your quarterback. And now they want to be, we don't really have the money to allocate for a quarterback. We don't really have the money to allocate. Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money, Harbaugh? Where's the money, DeCosta? Where is the money going? Yeah. What are you doing? Where is the money? Where is the money? Lamar Jackson is elite. He can run, but that's about it. Did you not hear what I just said about him having the worst receiving core in the league, but being one of the highest rated passes of 10 yards and beyond? Lamar Jackson is in a class of his own. There's Patrick Mahomes, and then there's Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, all those guys. Don't even compare Lamar. Don't even care Pat. Pat's in his own league. Lamar Jackson is elite. I don't. There's not too much of an argument to be had, in my opinion, about that. But if he wanted to come to Carolina, I guarantee you, somebody else said it. David Tepper would jump at it, and the coaching staff would too. David Tepper, that's putting butts in seats immediately. Immediately, you bring in Lamar Jackson. Is it realistic? I doubt it happens. But We have Bozeman. Bozeman is good friends with Lamar Jackson. Maybe they'll recruit. He would instantly have the best weapons that he's ever had in his career. DJ Moore would instantly be his best receiver he's ever had. He would have the running game. He would have offensive-minded coaches, like somebody said, and a solid defense, just as solid as of a defense probably that he had in Baltimore. Y'all talking about develop Corral. If they put all their eggs in the basket of focusing on Matt Corral, as injured as he is, Matt Corral will not have an offseason. We just saw what happens when you don't have an offseason. The spring matters, guys. It ain't just about training camp. There's a reason why teams start offseason workouts in March, April, May, early time like that, and go the season just ended in February. Teams have been practicing for 10 months. 10 months. There's a reason why. So Matt Corral is behind the 8 ball, unfortunately. Unfortunately, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's behind the 8 ball. You need those spring reps, especially with a new coaching staff. We saw the difference between Baker Mayfield and quarterbacks like Sam Darnold and P.J. Walker. Sam Darnold and P.J. Walker was in Ben McAdoo's system in the spring. Baker Mayfield came and tried to cram for the final exam, and the results showed what happens. I had faith that Baker would turn around, but he didn't. A big part of it is him coming in the day before training camp. So you need to have somebody there in the spring. He needs to be able to get those reps. Mental reps aren't going to do it. We need somebody that can get those reps during the offseason, the rookie camps, the OTAs. Get in the playbook, get in the film room, sit down with the coaches, find what plays you like, find what plays they like. That matters. When you can't get on the field because you're rehabbing, it puts you behind the 8 ball. So if Corral, I told you, with this coaching staff, Corral should thrive. If Corral is going to be the guy, this coaching staff is the staff to get it out of him. Now, will he get a chance? We shall see. We shall see. But if these coaches can't get the most out of Corral, he may not be the guy. So, if anything, we have something in our back pocket just in case. Matt Corral is there. He's cheap. He's on a rookie deal still. But those Liz Frank injuries are tricky. You guys act like we didn't just see Cam Newton. Cam Newton, when he played for the Panthers, he got hurt in the second week of the preseason. The second week of the preseason, guys, Cam Newton got hurt against the Patriots. He tried to let it heal. Didn't get surgery till later. He missed the whole season. Cam Newton was out the whole season. The rehab process took a long time. And it wasn't pretty after the fact. You guys remember what Cam looked like after the foot injury. But y'all want us to bank on Matt Corral a couple months after that? Matt Corral got hurt in the preseason against the Patriots too. Like, let's be 100% clear, man. I feel bad for Matt Corral because of the situation. But it is what it is. Some of y'all saying Lamar's contract will handicap us or give up too much. We're going to have to give up picks. First of all, we're going to have to give up picks to get our young quarterback anyway, for one. F them picks, okay? Like I said, we've been too stingy with these picks just to end up drafting Etor Gross Matos. What we going to do with these second round picks that y'all scared to trade? Draft another YGM? Third round picks we trade for CJ Henderson, Tommy Tremble, Ian Thomas, those type of guys we're going to draft. That's what y'all scared to give up for to get Lamar Jackson? Like, come on, guys. A bird in the hand is better than two in the bush. Lamar Jackson is a stat. Like I said, we can only hope that whatever young quarterback we draft ends up having the type of career that Lamar Jackson has started with. We can only hope and pray that they're that elite. And you're going to have to pay those guys. So what's going to happen when you have to pay those quarterbacks? If he ends up being worth a damn, you're going to have to pay your young quarterback too. I mean, let's be for real, guys. We're not in a position. We're not in position. We're not in a position to be turning down that type of stuff. So Kansas, after like a decade of playing running back and quarterback, yeah, but I mean, the foot is not an issue now. The shoulder is the issue now. The foot actually became fine after a while. The foot healed after a while. Not to mention, Matt Corral has way more injuries in his history than Cam did. So, said Lee YGM catches strays. Nah, he deserved a slander. All right, another free agent, since y'all talking about him. Sam Darnold. He who should not be named. We treating Sam Darnold like Volder, you know who. He who should not be named. Number 14. Samuel. Sam Darnold will be a free agent. He will be a free agent. Sam Darnold, he just got off of making $18 million from the Panthers that only play, 5, 6, 7 games? He had his patented 3 to 4 game stretch where he looks like a capable quarterback, and he pulled the wool over some of y'all eyes again. Y'all keep falling for the Sam Darnold rope-a-dope. Y'all keep falling for the same Sam Darnold rope-a-dope. Don't fall for the rope-a-dope. You over here watching the hand back here about to spin. You getting jabbed. You catching the jab right to the lip. Don't let Sam Darnold fool y'all. Somebody said Wingstop. Yeah, I had Wingstop. This is Arnold Palmer right here, though. Number 14. Number 14, man. I'm tired of it, bro. I'm tired, man. What's the most I'd pay for Darnold? The most I would pay for number 14. How much does number 14 cost at Burger King? That's how much I'd pay for number 14. How much does a number 14 cost at Burger King? I know inflation is crazy right now. But that's about as much money I pay. I pay number 14 money to go away. I pay him $5 to go away. We have to close the book on number 14, guys. It's time to move on. He got too much Matt Rule on him. So it's time for Sam Darnold to get that CDL. It's time for Sam Darnold to get that CDL. It's time. Start a podcast or something, bro. Be like Taylor Lewan and them. Start a podcast. But Sam Darnold, I know some of y'all want an option. He played those couple games that were good. He will be an option out there. I just don't think he'll be at the top of the list. I don't think anybody on this coaching staff is married to Sam Darnold at all. They already gave him $18 million. He needs to give some of it back if he wants to come back to the Panthers. Y'all want Sam Darnold to be a backup and a bridge. What is Sam Darnold going to teach? What is Sam Darnold going to teach our rookie quarterback? I know y'all going to say he going to teach him what not to do. Sam Darnold, nah. What can a young quarterback learn in the classroom from Sam Darnold? Do you want Sam Darnold planting seeds into the future of your franchise? Planting seeds and nuggets of wisdom into your future of the franchise? That's what y'all telling me? Y'all want number 14 planting seeds. Y'all want our rookie quarterback to pick the brain of number 14. Pick the brain. Y'all want to let him pick the brain of number 14? This is crazy. Yes, exactly. Sam Darnold first pass in his career was a pick six. You know who else's was the same? You can look it up. Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston's first pass of his career was a pick six as well. I'm sensing a pattern. The results are in. Both of them are busts. The results are in, and both of those guys are busts. Don't ignore the signs, guys. The signs are in your face. Don't ignore the signs. Shout out to my boy Chad for the super chat. Super chat. Appreciate you, brother. He said, do you anticipate a pre-draft trade up with Chicago or Arizona? So reports came out today. And I'll leave the super chat up, actually, so people know what I'm talking about. Reports came out today that the Bears are shopping. They shopping, man. They shopping that thing. They pimping the number one pick out. Pimping ain't easy. Pimping is not easy because the Bears have a lot of holes. They don't need a quarterback. As much as some people want to hate on Justin Fields, they don't need a quarterback. But there's a lot of teams that do, including the Carolina Panthers. A lot of teams need a quarterback, including the Panthers. They do. And so there's a lot of people foaming at the mouth. They drooling. They rubbing their hands together like Birdman or Spice Adams, whoever's your favorite, trying to scheme up, figuring out what that price do. What that price do. Because that price is going to be high. You don't want to get into a bidding war, but the Bears are going to try to get as much as possible. They just need picks. They need an influx of young talent in general, but young talent. They got a lot of money. They got the number one overall pick. They can make a quick turnaround if they play this thing right. So they're going to try to. I honestly think with that report that came out, it's just them putting out seeds to try to get that market going. Try to build it up. I think a more realistic trade would be the 3. I think 5 is the absolute floor. But I would prefer the Panthers to do this ahead of the draft. They don't even play no games. Do it early. Talk them talks during the combine. Talk about it. Push the buttons you need to. Evaluate the prospects. Start those conversations. But if you have conviction and you like a certain guy, go get him. Got to be a go-getter. Jordan Palmer couldn't play, but teaching all the guys coming out, he was worse than Sam. I mean, Jordan Palmer probably could read defenses a little bit. Said Sam Darnold finesses for $18 million and then hit the giggity on the way out the door. He said, I don't want David Newton talking to these coaches either. So you know who else? Will Levis. Said Jameis got better after Lacey. Jason still be getting hurt. Jameis still be getting hurt. For a Stroud AR. Yeah, I mean, Matt Miller And I don't trust Matt Miller all the time because Matt Miller, and everybody misses. Matt Miller, he's the one that said that he hears the Panthers are all in on Anthony Richardson. All the local beat reporters for the Panthers have been saying that they're all in on Will Levis. Hey, appreciate it, man. You know, I gotta come correct when I get on camera. I gotta come correct when I'm on camera. But reports saying that they like Anthony Richardson. It's conflicting reports. Regardless, I think they would be silly to sit on their hands and not go get their guy. Matt Miller's the ESPN draft analyst. I gotta show y'all something. I gotta show y'all something. I gotta show y'all something. This is crazy. So, Matt Miller. I want to read something to y'all. Let's read Matthew Miller's scouting report on Luke Kuechly. Look, this is Matt Miller. He worked for Bleacher Report back in the day. He works for ESPN now. Oops. He works for ESPN now. Let's look at what he said. Kuechly isn't a great athlete, nor is he flashy personality. What he does is make plays between the numbers, racking up unheard of tackle numbers on his way to All-American honors. Kuechly is a hard-nosed throwback to simpler times, but novelty has little place in today's innovative and specialized game. This man said that Luke Kuechly was too old school. Luke Kuechly routinely driven off the ball when engaged. Kuechly doesn't show the strength to fight off blockers. He would benefit greatly from using his hands to break free, but he rarely does. This may work in college where Luke Kuechly can run, but in the NFL, he will be controlled at the point of attack and driven off the ball. Run defense. Expectations were high in this area, but Kuechly disappointed. No player makes more tackles, but rarely are those tackles clean where Kuechly reads the play and made a dynamite pursuit and form tackle. He makes a lot of tackles in a pile, which aren't really good tackles and more like pile-ups in a traffic accident. Kuechly makes too many tackles after the runner has gained 5 yards. Overall, 6.5. Kuechly is being touted as a top 15 player. It doesn't show up on film. Instead, the All-American looks like a third rounder, and that's on a good day. Kuechly does nothing particularly well other than rack up tackles credited to him by a university employee who has everything to gain by giving the tackles to a marquee player on defense. Take away the tackle numbers and what's left? Not much. Kuechly is an average athlete with good vision but poor strength. He is not the type of downhill linebacker that will crash gaps and make plays at the line of scrimmage. He'll fade back and make plays 3 or 4 down the field. Unlike Laurinaitis, he doesn't show strength on every down player. Both players left college with loads of height, but talent correctly saw Laurinaitis was limited. 2012, third round. Hey man, I'm just telling you who these guys you're putting your stock into. These are the guys you're putting your stock into when you're listening to. So take these with a grain of salt. Unlike James Laurinaitis, he compared Luke Kuechly to James Laurinaitis. He said Luke Kuechly is a third rounder. A third rounder, guys. I'm not lying. So you just gotta. You can't. This draft stuff, bro, it is not a science. It is. He said he off that Walter White meth. Bro, this is not a science. But at the same time, when you are that far off, one of the greatest, if not the greatest linebacker of all time, you call him a third-round pick. You say that he only makes tackles to stat pad. You called Luke Kuechly a stat padder. Didn't Luke Kuechly have like 20-something tackles in a game one time? They called Luke Kuechly a stat padder. You can't make this up. You can't make this draft stuff up, bro. You got to take a lot of these evaluations with a grain of salt. What up, though, Trilwin? Yeah, they call Patrick Mahomes, they call him garbage, say he was backyard football player, that he wouldn't translate. See? Bro. He said, who's saying this? This is Matt Miller. I'm not making this up. This is Matt Miller. This is Matt Miller. So just take what he's saying with a grain of salt. We'll find out a lot more at the combine from our coaching staff. I think Joe Person wrote a good article for The Athletic. He compared what was said at the combine last year to what happened. Fitterer talked about we're going to fix the offensive line in free agency in the draft. That's exactly what we did. They said they were on quarterback, but they weren't going to force their hand. That's exactly what they did. They waited and took Corral later. He said, take that whole article with a grain of salt, a whole salt shaker. See, how can you stat pad on defense? That's what I'm saying, bro. You gotta take these experts with a grain of salt. Even me, when I'm talking, I'm gonna talk draft stuff too, but I'm just going by what I see. You gotta take any kind of draft stuff with a grain of salt, man. And these are professionals. These are guys that are getting paid. We just talked about Matt Miller works for ESPN now. He got promoted. He wrote that article in 2012 I just showed you. He got promoted. He was working for Bleacher Report before Bleacher Report became big. Now he's working for ESPN. Are Luke and Cam the best two picks in Panthers history? Yes, they are. But let's keep going down the list. The next list of potential quarterbacks is Bryce Young. Bryce Young is a potential quarterback for the Panthers. We have to talk about Bryce because if the Panthers trade up to number one, Bryce Young is on the table. They'll have their choice at any quarterback. There's also a scenario where Bryce could fall. If Bryce Young comes in at 5'9", 185, basically my size, if he comes in at my size, then he could fall. If he falls anywhere past number 3, I think we got to trade up. Because that tells me probably CJ Stroud is gone. AR is probably gone as well. If Bryce Young falls, quarterbacks always fall. We didn't think Justin Fields was going to fall. He fell. Somebody is going to fall. Most of the hype that's been built up now has just been these draft experts, just like I showed you with Matt Miller, and fans and people on the internet. It's not a science, guys. And these coaches, a lot of the real evaluation does not start until the season is over and coaches get a chance to watch film. A lot of coaching staffs are just being completed. So they're just now getting into the film study. The Panthers just finished their coaching staff, last week? So they're just now really getting into the evaluation and the film study. That's why the combine is so huge, because everybody's and their mama is going to be there passing around information and rumors. We get interviews from the national media for our team. The local media gets to interview our guys. We're going to find out a lot, and I can't wait. Thursday? Wednesday, Thursday, we'll find out. I'm gonna be on top of it. But Bryce Young could fall. I personally would not trade up to number 1 and take Bryce Young. I would take a safer pick. I think the only knock on Bryce, the major knock, is his size. Does he hold the ball too long? Yes. Does he try to do too much sometimes? Yes. Does he not make the routine play all the time like he should? He gets a little greedy? Yes. But you can coach that. He's smart enough. He's shown he's smart enough that you can coach that. You can coach him into that. So that's not even a huge knock for me. It's literally just the size. I'm not sure if I would take the gamble on going up to number 1 to take a guy that has a question on size. That's just me. But anything outside of that, like number 3, number 5, I'm all over Bryce Young. It's worth the risk because the price for the Panthers to move up to number 3 or number 5 is a hell of a lot cheaper than going to number 1. Is he worth going from 9 to 1 to put that on him? That's a tough decision. I wouldn't do it. I would go for a more safer pick like a Stroud. If I'm the Panthers trading up from 9 to 1, I want to be sure that I'm sure. But if he falls to 3, if he falls to 5, you got to go get him. Bryce Young's tape is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. The accuracy, the poise in the pocket, the ability to create, the quick trigger, the processing, the brain. It's a good choice. Next up, C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud will be a lot cheaper to acquire. Like I said, I think going up to number 3, you put yourself in good position to get C.J. Stroud. Number 3 is safe. Number 3 is safe. Number 5, you rolling the dice, but I think that is the floor. I think number 5 is the floor. I think it's the floor for Stroud at the most that the Panthers would need to get up to get him. A lot cheaper than going up to number 1. But number 1 ensures that you get the pick of the litter. It ensures you get the pick of the litter. But I think 5 is the floor to go up to get C.J. Stroud. Everybody talks about C.J. Stroud's lack of mobility. Well, when your O-line is pretty decent like ours is, you don't need to be able to run around all day. You can deliver from the pocket because you're going to have time. So I think we have an infrastructure in place that C.J. Stroud is mobile enough to get it done. I like Stroud, to be honest. I like Stroud. And I think people may feel how I feel. They would rather trade up to number 1 and take him over Bryce if they're going to trade up because the size concerns, the durability concerns. We've never seen a quarterback his size. I mean, I'm an advocate for short people because I'm not that tall myself. And tendencies and barriers and stereotypes are made to be broken. But I don't know. C.J. Stroud just seems like the safer pick if you're going to give up the amount of capital you're going to have to give up for C.J. But I'm all for C.J. I'm all for C.J. He's probably my top preference. He'd be my top preference. Next up, Anthony Richardson. We already talked about him a little bit. He's raw. He's more inexperienced than raw. I think reps and proper coaching with good weapons and the infrastructure we have in place in Carolina could be a good place for him to grow. If, like I said before, if our coaches can't get the quarterback right, he's not the right guy. He's not the right guy. If the quarterback can't succeed with our coaching staff, they're not the right guy. So, if Richardson is an option, who I think could be it'd be a lot more cheaper than some of the other guys. 5. I think 5, you could get him at 5. But I don't think you should mess around. I don't think you should mess around. Go get him. Go get him. I don't think you can sit on your hands and get for any of these guys. Let's just watch how the board falls and take best player. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. When everybody like this needs a quarterback. Free agency will clear up the picture of where everybody goes, but I think Anthony Richardson, if you believe his ceiling is as high as what everybody's saying, and I think after this draft, after this combine, when he throws in person and he runs this crazy time he could possibly run, I think he's gonna start climbing the board. I think he's gonna start climbing the board. So the price on Anthony Richardson will probably just continue to go up the more and more people start to meet with him, talk with him, get a look at him, and see what happens. We got to talk about the next guy, Will Levis. Will Levis is an option. We've been hearing the local beat talking about Levis being a strong consideration, still being a strong consideration. Ellis Williams, Joe Person, Will Kunkel. There's been multiple reports about Levis being a popular guy amongst the Panthers front office. Now, obviously, some of it came out before our coaching staff was in place, and some of it has been reaffirmed and reassured after. Will Levis will not. Actually, Levis will be at the combine, excuse me. Bryce Young is the only one not throwing, so we'll get a look at Will Levis to see how things go there. Will Levis, what happens there? If he has a bad showing at the combine, does he fall a little bit? Is 5 good enough for there? Is 3 where you need to go? Are the Colts in love with him? Who's in love with Levis? Levis has the height, the weight, the big arm. They want him to be Josh Allen so bad. They do. Levis is definitely my QB4. I wouldn't mind any of these 4 quarterbacks. I've been on record. I wouldn't mind any of these 4 quarterbacks because of the coaches and the team and the infrastructure we have in place. But Levis is probably the bottom of my list of the 4. I think Levis is throwing. I think it's Bryce Young that's not throwing. And I think Will Levis can show some things because not doing the Senior Bowl, it kind of raised some eyebrows. It kind of raised some eyebrows by Levis not doing the Senior Bowl. But he's going to make up for it now. He's going to look good in T-shirt and shorts. We'll see what happens. Will he rate if he has a good combine and tests well, talks well in the classroom? How high will Levis climb? I still think 5 is the floor for the Panthers. That is the worst case scenario you have to get up to be able to get one of these top 4 guys. If you want your choice, you need to get up to 3. If you're not really high on Bryce Young because of the size, 3 is a safe spot. 3 is a safe spot. I do want to show y'all some tape of these guys, but from what I understand, YouTube copyrights and blacks out all college film. So I got to figure something out about how to show y'all these profiles. I am dropping my website soon where I'll be doing written profiles on these players, my scouting profile on them, strengths, weaknesses, projections, pro comps. But I got to figure something out about the video because they copyrighting everything. They're copyrighting everything. Last quarterback, but not least, Ronnie Dudley. What up, though? Hendon Hooker. So Hendon Hooker, a lot of people had him as a top 3 quarterback. Some people had Hendon Hooker as a top 3 quarterback before the injury. He was putting up ridiculous video game numbers in Tennessee's offense. Ridiculous numbers in Tennessee's offense. They were number 1 team at one point, so Georgia smacked them in the face. But Hooker was putting up big numbers. And a lot of people are wondering why is Hooker being slept on? 1, the age. 2, the injury. And 3, that offense that he ran was very gimmicky. He's shown that he has a pretty good deep ball, good touch, got different arm speeds, like he can layer the ball, got a little bit of zip when he wants to. But Hooker, the injury just doesn't fit, I think, what the Panthers need. The timeline doesn't fit. We don't need to add another injured rehabbing quarterback to this roster. We already have Corral. And I told you guys, I think whatever quarterback we draft needs to have some playing time this fall. I don't want to sit the quarterback for the whole season. I want to see him get on the field a little bit. If it's AR, get him some packages. Levis, you can get him a package too if you want to. Anthony Rochelle, what up, though? But if you're going to get Hooker, you need to be able to give him all the time in the world. And the Panthers don't have that. The time is now for the Panthers because Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, they're good enough to start day one, and they're good enough to help these Panthers win the division. So how is he too old and Levis isn't? Well, Levis is not going to lose time because of injury rehab, for one. And 2, I'm not that big on Levis either. and Levis actually has experience in a pro-style offense. So we assume the learning curve won't be as big. Hooker is not more mobile than Stroud. I don't think he moves. I don't think he's that good of an athlete, to be honest. Larry Barino, what up, though? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Last but not least, somebody mentioned it. Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz has recently hit the market. The Washington Commanders have released Carson Wentz. He was owed about $20-something million. They'll be saving $26 million. He will now be a free agent. We know the past and ties he has with Frank Wright from the time in Philadelphia, also the year in Indianapolis. The year they had together in Indianapolis wasn't that bad. They were the 13th ranked offense. They were a run-heavy offense. He has experience in Wright's system. Things kind of went sour in that last game. They choked and lost the game to the 0-15 Jaguars, and they missed the playoffs. And that was the end of Wentz. They got rid of him and got some draft capital back. Could he be a potential bridge quarterback option for the Panthers? I think so. I wouldn't hate it, unfortunately, but he just doesn't know his role. I don't want him coming in thinking he's going to compete for the long-term answer. He's not that guy. He's 30 years old. He ain't 30, but he's up there. He may be 30. But Wentz he may not know his role. We've seen him before talking about he doesn't want to be, he wants to compete. He's not here to be whatever, to hold a clipboard. Maybe some things will be put in perspective after you get chopped down a couple notches, going from a top pick to being traded, twice and cut. But prepare yourselves, guys. There's a universe where we could have a quarterback room of Will Levis and Carson Wentz. Prepare yourselves. He said, bro, you make work easier. I just throw you on and put it in my AirPods. Easy. Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. I just do it when I can. Yeah, I'm not paying Carson Wentz $7-8 million. I'm cool on that. I'm cool on that price. I don't know what the price will be for Carson Wentz, but if he's willing to come in for the vet men, maybe Wright can do something. But I don't know how realistic it is, but I would not be surprised. Somebody said I'd rather have number 14 than Wentz. Said I'd rather have Cam Newton than Wentz. Oh, Lord. LaMelo got hurt again. I got to check on my prize picks. LaMelo hurt again. I got to check on my prize picks. Carson Wentz. The Carson washed. Y'all going to keep letting Sam get y'all, man. I'm not going to let Sam fool me. I'm not letting Sam fool me. I'm familiar with your game. You can't fool me. You can't fool me. I'm familiar with your game. I'm familiar with your game. But regardless, there's a lot of options at quarterback, man. We ran through all of them. If you missed any of them, you got to go back. Fear the beard of Sam Darnold. No, I'm good on the beard. He said, I ain't buying no Darnold jersey. Nothing. Hey, man, I feel you. I was nervous too. I got 2 Christian McCaffrey jerseys in the closet I can't do nothing with. He said the Shaq meme. Exactly. I'm familiar with Sam's game. I'm familiar with Sam's game. He's not going to get me no more. Give me Heineke before Wentz. That's exactly what the Commanders said. They actually taking Sam Howell, though. They rolling with Sam Howell. Yeah, if Wentz wants $20 million, man, he gonna have to, like I said, it may be time for him to get that CDL, bro. It may be time for him to get that CDL. It just might be time for him to get that CDL. Because you got to be a little bit more realistic with yourself, bro. I know there's some QB thirsty teams out here, but we ain't one of them no more. We operate a little bit different. Matt Rule is not running the show anymore. Matt Rule is not running the show anymore. We're not that QB thirsty. So give me Dave before it went. He said you got a CMC Cam and boy, you 0 for 3, man. You 0 for 3. You 0 for 3. So you'll take them C-Mac jerseys off my hands. They are too expensive. I got to hold on just not even for sentimental value, just for whatever. Said my CMC jersey would never see the light of day. I'm putting mine in a frame. I got a DJ Moore jersey that's signed. I got to buy a new one that I can actually wear. I'm not wearing the autograph one. So would you rather have Baker, Sam, or Wentz? I'd probably go with Wentz, to be honest. Wentz is actually, I'd probably go with Wentz. I don't know what went so left for him, whether it's just the injuries or what, but what up, though? Big GPG, what up, though? So he'll take Sir Purr for the vet men over Wentz. Yeah, that's pain right here. I bought my CMC jersey 2 weeks before we traded them. That's pain. Pain. If I had to guess who was our QB1 this year, Jacoby Brissett is probably my guess, to be honest. As a bridge, Brissett is the bridge. Bring him back to the state of North Carolina. He went to college at NC State. So bring him back. You know what I'm saying? Bring him back to the state. And then let him be your bridge. He'll be cheap. He'll be cheap. And he's serviceable. Somebody said Frank Wright will be our QB. Frank Wright got benched too. What y'all talking about? Quiet as kept. You got a Brady jersey. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's a crime. I don't think it's a crime to have a jersey of other teams. I have a Dan Marino jersey. I have a Dante Culpepper jersey. I got a Barry Sanders jersey. It's not a crime to have opposing teams' jerseys if they fire. Nothing current though. Don't be walking around wearing no Drew Brees jersey. What we gonna do with Corral? Corral, like I said, Corral will be around. He'll get the best coaching he's ever had. So if he's the guy, the cream gonna rise to the top. The cream is gonna rise to the top, man. The cream is gonna rise to the top. I dropped a video already on Wagner. I don't like Mike Gesicki. He's mid to me. Wagner, it just depends what the contract is, but I wouldn't mind. I don't realistically seeing it happen, but I wouldn't mind. Woods, I think you could do better in the draft. Ramsey, he's pretty expensive. It doesn't seem realistic because of the price, and we need corner, but we don't need corner that bad to the point that we're gonna maneuver all this and then have the money. But it would be cool having that kind of star power since they don't want to pay him. Star power is always fun. Star power is always fun. But I don't realistically see it being an option. Said next jersey is Quantum. Yep, you gotta buy a young guy's jersey, man. Buy somebody young. Buy somebody that's not gonna change their number because they have a number they wait for the long haul. And buy a guy that might wait till after they get their contract. That's my 3 tips for buying a jersey because these things are expensive. Like I said, back in the day, Reebok used to only charge $50 for the replica jersey, $100 for the authentic with the sewn-on stitches. You got to make your next move your best move when you're buying jerseys these days because Nike, they're not playing fair. They're charging the arms and the legs for these jerseys. So my tips, buy a rookie or somebody that's going to be there for a while. Number 2, buy a guy that has a number that he's going to have long-term or he's already changed numbers. And number 3, buy a guy that has at least 3 years left on his contract. That's my 3 tips. Because my DJ jersey, I got number 2. I was scared to buy a Brian Burns jersey, but I'll probably be getting a Brian Burns jersey. Once that contract clears, I'm probably buying a Brian Burns jersey. I want a Jeremy Chin jersey, but I need that contract to come through. Jeremy Chin, one of my favorite players on defense. I need that contract to come through. I need that contract. Derrick Brown, I need that 5th-year option signed at least. Yep, I got me a DJ Moore jersey too. The only thing that scared me is they were floating his name in the Deshaun Watson trade rumors. I was nervous. So Ike Ekwonu the best bet. I mean, it's just tough because nobody buys offensive lineman jerseys. So DJ is a safe bet. Yep. I bought a DJ jersey last offseason. He signed it. So I got to get another one because I'm not wearing the one that he signed. So I got to buy me a new DJ Moore jersey somehow. Because the one I got is authentic anyway. Do I know if Foreman is going to stay? Possibly. Sounds like everybody wants him. We need a bell cow running back. Say, hey, don't this mess. How y'all gonna fix this mess? Listen, we just need a quarterback, man. A quarterback, tight end. We need the right quarterback. We got the right coaches in front office. It is what it is. Would I pay Lamar $40 million? I would pay Lamar $40 million every day of the week that ends, and why? The Packers take BPA. This is not really like a elite talent draft, but it's very deep at certain positions. Fortunately, a lot of those positions that it's deep at, they align with what the Panthers need. Tight end, edge, slot receiver, quarterback. That's my top needs. I think they should spend the money in free agency on defense. Spend the money on vets that know Ejiro Evero's system or that can learn, that have experience. We don't want no huge learning curve for a bunch of young guys that we draft. Bring in some vets on defense to patch up some of the spots we need to upgrade. Edge, get some depth at corner if you want to. See if you can get a safety. Spend the money on defense. And draft youth on offense to grow with your young quarterback. You got a bunch of offensive-minded coaches. They should be able to get the most out of the young guys. Stack up that defense in free agency. Stack it up. Because if you get that defense to be elite, it makes your room for error on offense that much bigger. You ain't got to be perfect. See, if we get Levis, he's out of there. I don't prefer Levis. I don't know. He's the lead. He's the bottom of my list of the top 4 guys. So get that J.J. Jansen jersey. He gonna be with him until he die. Where's the Louvu love? I like Louvu. He ain't got no long-term contract though, so I'm not buying his jersey. So Laviska or Shaq giving up that number. Hey, Laviska definitely got to come off that 15 if we get AR. I just can't see AR getting another number. It don't make sense to not be AR 15. You know? I just think that there's work to do. The Panthers got work to do. This will be a huge week, guys. I'm going to stay on top of things. Like I said, my website is coming with draft profiles. What's good, Austin? What up, though? I got a lot of work to do on these draft profiles. I got so many clips. It's ugly. It's ugly how many clips I got, but like I said, YouTube, first of all, they demonetize, they copyright, and then they black out any of the college clips that you try to update. I'm trying to find a workaround so I can give y'all some draft content. We'll see. The combine is this weekend. But I haven't been live in a minute, man. I'm gonna try to do it weekly again. I'm gonna try to get back to weekly. Y'all seen the Light Mondays? Like Rashad and them for PNP, they've moved to Tuesdays now, I guess. Seems like on their live. So I used to do Wednesdays during the season, but maybe I'll start going live on Mondays just to recap stuff. Who knows? It's just so much news is happening for the Panthers. It's hard to keep up with, like making regular videos. So doing live streams is just that much easier. But make sure you guys are subscribed if you have not. I appreciate this super chat from Mr. Sean. You was firing off them questions. I tried to keep up with you. But I'll definitely start doing more. I appreciate you tuning in, man. Yeah, man. I'm just trying to do what I can. I appreciate it, man. Every dollar count. I appreciate the support from y'all. I'm not going to sit here with my hand out and beg y'all or hold a gun to y'all head to super chat me. But if you want to show some love, you can super chat or you can cash app here at the bottom. I will be launching. I'm going to put a poll up. I want to start memberships on YouTube, a channel membership on YouTube. That way I can give y'all the bonus content. That may be the only way that I can drop draft content without it being blacked out by YouTube. So I may drop a membership. It'll be bonus content for Panther stuff, bonus film breakdowns, bonus mock drafts. Because right now I'm just only doing mock drafts after major events like the Combine or the Senior Bowl. But if I want weekly with different scenarios, I may do a channel membership. If you guys are interested, let me know. It won't be nothing crazy in the price. It'll be on YouTube as well, not on Patreon. Unless the draft content gets blacked out, then I'm gonna have to do Patreon. But think about doing channel memberships. Seems like it'd be a way that I can give y'all extra stuff. Y'all can support. It's an even trade. It ain't just me asking for money and begging for money. I got too much pride to do that. Try to give y'all something in return. Said Trey Lance is the reason why you scared to trade up. Bucks tank and get Caleb. Y'all gonna wish we traded. Look, man, you see Big Jordan, he see the vision. Hey, man, that OnlyFans, if y'all see me on OnlyFans, mind your business. If y'all see me on OnlyFans, mind your business. I told y'all I was trying to, that means times are hard. If y'all see me on OnlyFans. Y'all see me on OnlyFans, that means times is hard. That means times is hard. But it ain't that hard. I got another job. That's why I can't. I want to get to the point where I can do this full time, because if I could do this full time, man, I'd be a content demon. I'd be a content demon. But I can't afford to do this full time. Not yet. That's the goal. That's the goal. I'm selling feet pics. Y'all don't want to see my feet. I got corns. I played football for 12 years. I look like I played football barefoot. See, better make sure my wife is okay with that. Look, if the bill's getting paid, it don't matter how the money come in. I'm just joking around. Y'all never see me. I told y'all my fallback plan. If this don't work, I'm dropping fitness content. If this don't work. That's my fallback plan. But like I said, I wanna be able to do the memberships. That way y'all getting something in return if you support. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just me, like I said, asking for stuff. But I do appreciate the super chats, the super thanks, the cash apps. It makes this stuff easier. It makes this stuff easier to do because I don't always have time. Like I said, it don't pay the bills. It's just something I enjoy right now, but I want to get it to the point. My dog over there going crazy. I want to get to the point where I can do it full time. That's the goal. That is the goal. So We'll see. Membership's coming eventually. I'm sweating like crazy right now. These lights getting hot. My forehead, look at my forehead. I got a hat here. My forehead's soggy. Let me get up out of here. Y'all stay up. Podcast, audio only podcast coming tomorrow. Talking about Thomas Brown and Ejiro Evero, talking about with a Rams creator. Okay? Film breakdown for Derrick Brown. Coming sometime this week. It's going to be a season in review. We're going to talk about why he made such a big jump. What was the difference? I looked at the numbers. On Derrick Brown, and I figured out why he made such a big jump. Why did Derrick Brown make such a big jump? So I'm breaking that down too. Podcast coming tomorrow. The draft the combine this week is going to be ridiculous, man. It's going to be ridiculous. So it's going to be more news. I'll probably do some shorts. Have y'all been looking at these shorts? Have y'all been looking at the YouTube shorts? I've been trying to do those because I can just pull out my phone and talk about it real quick off the cuff. It's pretty raw, but I'm going to start doing a lot more of them. So if y'all like them shorts, those are my quick 1-minute updates. So I'm going to start doing a little bit more of them because it looks like YouTube is pushing those out a little bit more as well. And they're easy for me to do. I can just pick up my phone and do those shorts. So if y'all like the shorts, I'll keep them going. Kelvin Eclectic, bro. Always showing love, bro. Kelvin's one of the MVPs, bro. He's been supporting for a minute. He always breaking bread and showing love, dog. Dog, you really one of the MVPs, dog. And I appreciate you big time. Appreciate you big time, bro. You've been, like I said, you've been showing mad love. I appreciate it. The super chat, for sure. Give you a got one of Clues bombs. Okay, so you do like the shorts. All right. See, I like the shorts. All right. So anything like short that comes out, that's come off the cuff, I can do that all day. That's easy. All right, so y'all like them, I'll keep doing that. Anything big that drops, I'll do a live stream or whatever. I'm sorry back on live streams weekly. Y'all say y'all like the live streams. Y'all interacting. A lot of people are in here. It's cool. Combine starts, I think it's Thursday. It'll be on NFL Network. Like I said, I'll be on top of it. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. I got to get up off here, man. I'm sweating too bad. And my wife just got home. So I got to go spend some QT, quality time. All right. I'm out of here. Peace.